Today I'd like to tie for you a Midge Flymph. The hook I have in the vise is a standard dry fly hook. This is a size 20. The thread I'm going to use is brown. This is 14-aught Vivus. We're going to attach the thread at the eye, and we're only going to come back a short way, and we're going to remove this excess. Yesterday when I was fishing, I had a midge hatch, and they were like a brown cream mixture. So I'm going to take a piece of the Vivus cream thread, and I'm going to tie that in, and I'm going to use this at my 45-degree angle to get the one wrap next to the previous. And we're going to bring that right to the back. I'm going to spin my thread counterclockwise so I can make it flatter. Give it another spin. And I'm going to stop approximately 1 eye length from the eye of the hook. Now I'm going to take this doubled cream thread and I'm going to palmer that just to make a rib. Bring it up to the thread and tie it off. What I was observing yesterday was when the midges, after they mated and went back on the water, there was a lot of clusters. So I think a Flymph will get them pretty good. I'm going to take just a small amount of my Deer Creek Diamond Fine UV resin, and I'm going to put just a small amount of it on the body. I just want to use enough that it's not going to get ripped apart. And I'm going to hit it with the UV light there. Obviously this is an optional step. There we go. Got a body that's not going to come apart. Now for the wing, another thing I noticed was that the wings were barred, so I'm going to use a teal feather, and this is a natural teal feather, a very light colored one, and I'm going to use a pretty good amount because I want that when they get tied together you're going to see that big bunch right there. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this in. And I'm going to shorten them to length. And we want them to be just barely longer than the body of the fly. Make sure you hold everything on top. Secure it, and we're going to remove the excess. And there we have the little midge wing. Going to clean up that head there just a bit and bring my thread back to the wing. Now I have a clip full of CDC, and I took one CDC feather and folded it over, and if you can see inside, there's very many, there's a lot of CDC inside there. So I'm going to make a dubbing loop. And I'm going to wax it. It's a little bit too much, just touch it off. I'm going to put our CDC inside the dubbing loop. Pull it tight and let go of the clip. Now we're going to spin that. And I'm going to trim the real long ones. This is a size 20, so the CDC shouldn't be very long at all. So just trim them down. You're not going to need a lot of it to hold this hook on top of the water either. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this. And now the CDC is going on. I'm going to stroke it towards the back as we go. And I'm going to tie that off. Like I said, size 20, you don't need a real lot of CDC to handle that. Go ahead and remove that excess thread. It's going to pull any loose ones. If you have long ones like this, you can just break them. I'm going to pull the hackle towards the back, and I'm going to tie off the head. Take your whip finisher, give it about a 3-turn whip finish, pull that tight. And we're going to put a little bit of head cement on there. Make sure you clean your brush really well. If you're using a brush, if you're using your bodkin needle, you only need a very little. And here we have a Midge Flymph. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends, leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching my video.